Okay, you've convinced yourself that it's okay to have ice cream, donuts, sodas, chips, chicken wings, or any number of other quote-unquote foods you know is not healthy for you as long as it's done in moderation. In theory, I don't necessarily have a problem with that. I certainly don't always pick the healthiest foods myself. However, moderation is very frequently problematic. Why so? 3 reasons. Sometimes I hear people say that food shouldn't be labeled as either good or bad. Rather, they contend it is something we should enjoy in moderation. But this line of reasoning overlooks a crucial distinction. It fails to differentiate actual food that comes to us from the earth from highly processed quote-unquote foods that are churned out from a factory. Natural food, with rare exceptions, are inherently good for us. Our bodies evolved over the millennia in just such a way as to be able to digest these foods from nature that nourish our bodies. In contrast, highly processed foods, which today comprise a staggering 60% of the average American's diet and a whopping 70% of our kids' diet, can hardly be called food at all. To fail to understand this is to justify to ourselves that the sad or standard American diet is okay for us. The problem is, by moderating, we often fail to ever get to the point of rehabilitating our taste buds. As I have said before, and as demonstrated using this Google search for quote-unquote tasty foods, highly processed foods really do taste better than real food. They are made to be addictive and highly pleasurable so others can profit at the expense of our health. Just try offering a chocolate cake or ice cream versus any natural food of your choice to a little child. See which one they pick. I'm sure the results are predictable without having to run the experiment. Many people consider it moderation if you only get one dessert a day. But the constant re-exposure practically ensures that they will never experience the rehabilitation of their taste buds. The truth is that by avoiding these tempting foods for about a month, we do lose much, though not all, of our craving for it. In my experience, when I have asked my patients how well they think they eat, the large majority of them say they eat mostly healthy. This reflects a study conducted by NPR in 2016. When asked, how healthy would you consider your eating habits to be, about 75% of respondents ranked their diets as good, very good, or excellent. And yet, we know that 60 to 70% of our calories come from highly processed foods. Likewise, 73% of Americans are either overweight or obese, chronic medical problems are rising in prevalence, and costs for healthcare continue to escalate. The fact is, most of us do not moderate, and that leads to the sad state of our health. There is either a dissonance between our perception and reality, or willful ignorance involved here. If you live in the 21st century, you'll have a hard time resisting all the temptations around us. Very few of us manage to get this right. When a few people are failing at something, you can possibly blame the person. When the vast majority of people are failing, there's something wrong with the system, and that is the case today. Far better than relying on our willpower to resist temptations around us is to optimize our home environment and ideally our work environment as well by removing the temptations around us. That specifically means to at least rid the home of sweets, chips, and sodas. This is something that we have the power to do as individuals. Further, as I propose in my book Health in Flames, we can go even further and optimize the conditions for healthy living for society as a whole. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe because that will help me share this message with others.